What's up YouTube? Capital G here. You guys remember that Dark Lord World video that I posted a couple of years ago? The deck that essentially froze your opponent in time. It forever skipped their turn while you basically just killed them. They didn't do anything. They didn't get a draw phase. They could never have a battle phase. They didn't get to play Yu-Gi-Oh at all. The only thing they did was just sat there and died because their turns were just forever skipped. Well, we have a spiritual successor to that deck. I guess you could call this an updated version, and honestly, you might hate this version even more. The first version revolved around like the Dark Lords and Level Eater. Rest in peace, Level Eater. This version revolves around Link monsters and everybody's favorite archetype to hate, Trickstars. So we have all the degeneracy in this, including Summon Sorceress and I think Needle. Yeah, we got Needle Fiber in here as well. But let me go ahead and roll it. And if you guys don't know the concept of the Dark World Lord lock, well, this one is just really the Warudo, and Trickstars have harnessed the power. Shout outs to JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. I love Dio Brando. Basically, you're going to summon the world, the old Arcana monster, and as long as you have this field spell up, you can automatically make his flip a coin effect into what you want. That means that you contribute 2 monsters, and your opponent's entire turn is actually skipped. Now, it's not the easiest thing to get on the board because it is like level 8, and in the original deck, you used to summon it like back from, or you do tribute summon it using the Dark Lords as like tribute fodder. But in this version, because when we have Link monsters now, we have Firewall Dragon, basically everything in Yu-Gi-Oh is fucking easy to summon now. High levels don't even matter. So let's go ahead and roll it. And yeah, some of these Trickstar cards, like you already knew that Trickstar Candina was super good, but a couple of them actually have some pretty good uses in this degeneracy. So we got Quick Draw Synchron, and this is the card that I'm talking about, Trickstar Mandrake. If this card is discarded from the hand, you can actually special summon it. Now, when it leaves the field again, it is going to banish itself, but we don't care about that. We just wanted to, we basically just wanted to be a monster on the field, and that gives us the Needle Fiber. This play has been done to death, you know, Needle Fiber into Summon Sorceress, and then you get the Mecha Phantom Beasto Lion, etc., etc. Now, this is really cool. Since you have Trickstar Lycoris on the field, you can actually summon the world straight from your deck, so it makes it way easier to get to. Thanks a lot, Summon Sorceress. Shouldn't be banned. Kappa. Now, its effect is negated. Now, what does that mean? That means that obviously we have to make it a little more degenerate. We got to get this bitch in the graveyard, and then we got to firewall it back to our hand. You guys should probably know exactly where this is going. So, as we do, or as I said, basically you gotta link it off. Goblin, Nightmare Goblin, which is another card that should be banned. I believe that what was that card that was just used? I always forget this damn thing's name. The tuner. Oh, you know what? Shoot, it went back into the damn grade. You know what? No, I'm gonna say that damn tuner's name. I'm professional. And Destrudo. Yeah, Destrudo. Now, since Trickstar Bloom was on the field, that means that Firewall Dragon is actually linked with 3. That means it's going to be able to add 3 monsters back to the hand. So he's going to play the field spell, and I believe that all he did was take Nightmare. He turned it into Mermaid. He went ahead and he summoned the world off of Firewall Dragon, and at this point, because you have the field spell on the field, you can just activate either effect, and the effect that you always want to activate is the Tails effect. You want to skip your opponent's turn at the cost of giving up a couple of monsters, because the monsters you give up don't matter. Just give up Trickster Bloom, give up Mermaid, you can still special summon, and you see when he ended his turn, it automatically became his opponent's turn again. Your opponent doesn't get any phases, no draw phase, no nothing. Basically, all they get to do is just sit there. Even if they had like evenly matched, they never get a chance to activate it because at the end of the battle phase, like they're dead. They're not going to live through this. So you see he's probably just going to normal summon Candina. He doesn't even bother searching. He's just going to kill his opponents. And unless they're playing Gores or Battle Fader are basically the only ways that I've figured out to actually like stomp this. But outside of running something like that, there is no opportunities for you actually to come back in. This one, although because this one only summons the world once, yeah, you really only have one shot at basically OTKing your opponent. For instance, if he did have Gores and he was able to survive this turn, this guy only activates the turn that this card is summoned, so you wouldn't be able to get it back because Firewall's already been used. But outside of just a couple of cards, your opponent is just going to die. I guess Swift Scarecrow could be thrown in that mix as well. well. Let me pause for a quick second and show you guys this Trickstar Warudo deck list. So this is what the Warudo looks like. It's kind of crazy. When I posted that video 2 years ago, I hadn't seen any of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, so everybody was like, the Warudo Cap, and I was like, yeah, the world, and I didn't know any of what it actually meant. I didn't know about Dio or JoJo, you know, any three of the JoJos, but now I've seen 1 through 3, and I'm about to start watching Diamond is Unbreakable. But anyways, to the deck. So I would actually say that this is a legitimate Trickstar deck. If you look at this, I mean, this runs more Trickstars than even like regular Trickstars, because you're running the Lilybell, you're still running your core, you know, like 7 Trickstars, 3 Lycoris, and 3 copies of Candina, but then you're also running Mandrake, and you run this other one, Nightshade. You're going to run Quick Draw Synchron, because this is a way of getting this card in the graveyard. You can also, you know, discard like Destrudo, you can discard Glow Up Bulb. These are cards that you can also summon from our good buddy Needle Fiber as well. So many field spells in this deck. You need Trickstar Light Stage to get to your Trickstar monsters to basically get the deck rolling, and then you're going to need Light Barrier to make sure that when you drop the Warudo, you can actually just get the Tails effect and skip your opponent's turn. This means that you're going to run 3 copies of Terraforming, and if I can find it, boom, you're gonna run Set Rotation as well. You've got other cards in here like Tuning to get to your Quick Draw Synchron. And actually, you see, this version is better than the old version. Like, I think it would probably be more consistent, because you can get World on the field like easier. You don't have to like normal summon it or tribute summon it. You're just special summoning it from your hand. This means less resources that you actually have to use. It means that when you use World's effect and then you tribute your 2 monsters, since you're just giving up puny ass Link monsters, you're going to have more than enough damage to actually OTK your opponent. Because I went and I watched the old duel, and a couple of those times, like, he had to use World 3-4 times to kill his opponent. That's not necessary anymore, because we got our good, totally balanced friend over here, Firewall Dragon. And it means that, you know, because of today's Yu-Gi-Oh, we also have Called by the Grave and things like Red Reboot. So you can actually go second. You can Red Reboot a deck like Altergeist and then just fucking kill them. Or you can, you know, if you're going first and your opponent has like Ash Blossom for your Candina Search or your Terraforming or your Light Stage or whatever, you can shut that down. So this version is actually superior to the original version. Maybe, you know, people might not like it as much because you got to run Trickstars and whatnot, but it's basically the same exact concept.